Yu Tue-mug is the secretary of an agricultural co-op in the town of Katha, which is a long train ride, or up to 2 days upstream by boat, from the venerable city of Mandalay, as immortalised by Rudyard Kipling's famous poem. The building used to be the headquarters of the British Club, the old colonial enclave which was the centre of the local Anglo-Indian expatriate community at the time of the Raj. Burma had become part of the British Empire during the 19th century as a province of British India, and George Orwell, née Eric Blair, spent 5 years from 1922 to 1927 as a police officer in the Indian Imperial Police Force in what is now Myanmar. It was this experience in this isolated outpost that inspired him to write his first novel, Burmese Days, first published 75 years ago. It is a story about the waning days of the Raj before World War II, and one of the greatest denunciations of imperialism ever written, a powerful critique of the colonial mindset that underpinned that system. Through the central British character John Flory, a timber merchant who appreciates Burmese culture and becomes disillusioned with the empire, Orwell portrays the first stages of his own personal transformation from a colonial policeman to a radical thinker. The destruction of the rainforest, started by the British and inferred in the novel since some of the expatriates traded in timber, carries on at an alarming rate today, though nowadays the main consumer is China, whose insatiable demand for raw materials fuels the deforestation of the countryside. I witnessed this at the harbour of ancient Mandalay, the second city of the country and the economic hub of Upper Myanmar, where I went to photograph the constant loading of huge beams of teak into boats of all sizes. This precious cargo is heading up north towards the Chinese border before reaching its final destination inside the Yunnan province on the Mekong River. China also controls the mining industry and is blighting the cities with hotels and shopping malls of the most dubious architectural taste. More importantly, however, the powerful neighbour is giving the ruling junta the political support they so desperately need, as they become increasingly isolated from the rest of the world. The average Burmese continues to suffer from the greed of a neo-colonialist power. So little has changed in the last 3/4 of a century. I came upon many enchanting pagodas around the country. In the visitor centre of the main ones, you always found photos of the ruling generals praying and paying their respects at the altars. Buddhists believe that you can partly expiate your sins by building or restoring temples. It reminds me of Yu Po Kin, the corrupt magistrate in Burmese Days, who plots against Flory to himself become a member of the exclusive British club. He, too, believes he can get away with the wicked ways by financing new sanctuaries, but shortly after the humiliated Flory takes his own life, Kin dies too, unredeemed, before building a single shrine. Maybe the mysterious laws of karma, apparently understood by Orwell, will finally vindicate the inhabitants of this alluring land.